Amici di Spettacolo che Spettacolo, siamo a New York per parlarvi di uno show che non ha bisogno di presentazioni. Ha vinto tantissimi premi internazionali ed è in scena allo Shubert Theatre di Broadway. Stiamo parlando di Matilda the Musical.
Once in a great while, Broadway celebrates something extraordinary. Matilda the Musical.
It's a story about a young genius girl who's under great threat from the world around her. So it's like a little flower trying to survive in a storm. Her parents, of which I am one, are not receptive to her genius. I'm under a lot of stress myself, and I'm not a smart man, and I'm beleaguered by my wife, who wants a lot of nice things, and I'm financially freaking out, and I have a daughter who is so much smarter than I am that it infuriates me. So I try to crush her, essentially. And then I send her to a school where she's also, crushed psychologically. But she meets a teacher there who understands her genius, but also the beauty of her soul, and is saved by that woman. And that woman is in turn saved by her, because she has the strength to do that.
You'll never again be subject to abuse, for you're an extra boost. She'll call a truce, Bruce. With every swallow you are tightening the noose. We never thought it was possible, but here it is coming true. We can have our cake and eat it too.
Mr. Wormwood is just trying to get by. He's got a lot of obstacles. He's not very intelligent, and he doesn't really understand people, but he believes that the next big break is coming right around the corner. He's going to solve it all.
R-E-V-O-L-T-I-N. Revolting time! U-S-I-N-G. U-S-I-N-G. R-E-V-O-L-T-I-N-G. It is too late for you, we are revolting.
How is to work to perform with these kids? I think they are Martians.
They are, because they are. They're part robot and part just amazing artist, because they have a kind of acuity that's just like staggering. I mean, I tend to sort of feel my way around the stage, and they know exactly where they're supposed to be at every moment and what all the peaks and valleys of the performance are. But also, they're these like innocent, sweet kids who are just kind of just discovering the joy of being on a stage. So that's infectious. That's really beautiful to be around. I mean, they're really having a good time.
We are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs, using revolting minds. We'll be revolting children till our revolting's done. It is too late for you.
There are 4 Matildas. There'll be 3 when they switch, when they do the next cast change. So you're working with different ones all the time, and they all have their own sort of their own slightly different map of how they psychologically navigate the evening, and you have to sort of adapt to that. But yeah, I mean, it's like all musicals. There's that you have your relationship with the audience and your relationship with the cast. Wormwood is not a guy who does a lot of really good listening. He's more of a kind of constantly putting out kind of manic guy. So, it's not quite as, chemistry-wise, it's not quite as like we're really having a kind of give and take thing. He doesn't really know how to do that as a person. So yeah, the chemistry in that way isn't quite as important as it might be for something that's, more conversational and, where the relationships run a little bit deeper. It's a story that's iconic, I think, and Roald Dahl is, an incredible storyteller. But I also think it's just beautifully directed, so evocative, and it risks. There's a darkness to it that I think every great fairy tale actually has. But I think it's possible on Broadway in a musical to kind of leaven all that and kind of make it sort of a little smoother. And in fact, I think our story is in a way more adventurous and darker and kind of takes some sort of startling turns. And so to see a child wend her way through that world in this incredible design, a sculpted evening is really exciting for people. I think it just kind of blows people away. Ciao, spettacolo che spettacolo. Come to Broadway and see Matilda. And me, Mr. Wormwood.